Hey guys, what's up? Little discussion video because there's a new title update and big boy Mitchy Batshuayi calling out EA, ladies and gentlemen. He says, "Fix servers, EA Sports FIFA, please. Why so much lag and latency?" Oh, nice. I like. Nice little my man gets a tweet, and then he responds to I think it was Tom. Not Tom, it was yeah, Tom, Capco and Tom. And then Tom was like, let me see what Tom said here. Tom said, glad to see high profile people tweeting about this. Hopefully more awareness will lead to EA Sports even doing something about it. And Mechi Batshuayi he knows. He's part of the community. He knows, man. Yeah, right. Meantime in the EA office is lol. Nice little sloth picture, right? Sloth video right there. Uh what's funny is like when you see that, it like breathes life into you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, yes, please do. But we got some new patch notes from FIFA. I don't think it's anything drastic. I think they changed minimalistic things, but I know that you guys like to check out these types of videos. But big thumbs up to my big boy Michi Batshuayi with the tweets. I really do appreciate it. It's he's looking out for the community. It's not the only one, bro. You can have god tier internet and still have those latency issues in the game, right? So, okay, so today, Title Update 6 for FIFA 20 has been released. We have all the information about this update on November 12th. All right. Gameplay general. Made the following changes. Shorten the time between the camera cutting away during penalty kick shootouts. Never really noticed that, to be honest. Updated CPU AI decision making on free kicks for all difficulties in order to enable a wider variety of free kicks taken. This change does not impact free kick conversion rates. Those continue to be impacted by the difficulty setting. It's sometimes they talk and you don't know what the heck they're talking about. Like there's no like real specifics. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, cool. That's yeah, okay. Adjust the following issues. Improved offside detection in situations where the player given offside was not involved in the play. I mean, it's more than just not being involved in the play. There was like that Kurt clip he was playing foot chavs where his player was onside and it was just offside completely. So I don't know if it goes hand in hand with that, but we'll see. Foot changes address the following issues. Desyncs when watching a Foot Champions channel replay in some situations. A non-functional button callout was present on a squad builder screen when making a concept squad. Turquoise blue bar was still displaying on the season objectives tile when a different tile was being highlighted. The My Friends text was displaying as undefined in some situations on the team select screen in Foot Friendly's coach play. In some rare instances, players were incorrectly unable to find opponents in Foot Rivals. That's an interesting one. I don't like. We don't know what the specifics are for it, but corrected the lighting of the opponent's squad screen to match the lighting normally used in the squad screen. Sure. PC only in some situations, the various tabs at the top of the squad screen were not displaying after toggling back and forth between squads screens repeatedly. PC only. Sometimes in the squad screen, the arrows and numbers from the formation option would display for the other options. Career mode. Address the following issues. Creative players having their skill moves and weak foot reset in situations where an increase to the stat was earned. Okay. Did they make changes to career mode yet, or is it still broken? Because there's only 3 changes here. Being terminated from your manager position in some situations due to delegating contract negotiations, even in situations where the manager was having significant team success that season. Team alignment issues on the table screen impacting goal difference and points. You see, I don't know because I don't play career mode too much, so I'm not like I can't really say like I'm 100% part of that community, but I'm just kind of curious. Volta Football address the following issues. Some of the attribute boost arrows for chemistry were displaying on the wrong attributes for your current chemistry style. Do you guys play Volta Football? Kind of curious if you guys play it. The Harvester jacket was not correctly displaying on all avatars. Players were showing their age as -852 on the penalty kick selection screen. An overlay was incorrectly displaying in the top left corner when playing the first train drill of a session. Pro clubs. Address the following issues. The overall rating for some players was displaying incorrectly in the Pro Club screen. This was a visual issue only. The Virtual Pro was performing with the proper attributes in gameplay. Made the following changes to general. The Saudi Pro League is now known as the MBS Pro League. Is that official license? I don't know. Visuals made the following changes. Added 30 new starheads. These will only be available following a server update. Updates to multiple players, starheads, kits, crests, teams, banners, balls, trophies, and boots. Address the following issues. In some displays, there was a black line down the middle of the screen where the side, blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much it. So nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Um, in other news, we have new icon objectives as well, and we're going to be taking a look at that as to my thoughts and opinions in regards to it. So I believe it is the featured objectives thing. Yeah, and Babu's road to the final. I did this one randomly. Assist 6 goals using defenders and rivals. Sure. Did I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. How did I assist with defenders? With the fullback? I assisted goals with defenders? I don't even remember doing it. But okay. Um could get this card too, just because like it's a pretty decent card. It links up with Akanji and Delaney as well, so a nice little triple link there. So you could do it. It's entirely up to you. Road to the final gives you some stuff in game, a UEL interplay, sure. Icon swaps. So this is the new icon swaps. I'm not really doing the icon swaps right now because of the current balance of gameplay content in the game. I'm not really a fan of it and how they do it. I think I would have been more inclined to do it if it was division rivals or draft, squad battles or draft. It doesn't have to be and, you know what I'm saying? Like or. Like if you gave me two options for each one, it would make sense because let's just say, for instance, you have this one. Win 5 rivals matches using 11 UCL players in your starting squad. If you were to do that in draft, no one's really going to gift you the wins, right? So if there was like more of a possibility of getting UCL cards during the draft and you want to make a full 11 team just to get this objective a little bit more easily, it would be cool too because obviously you have to pay for draft, but giving that extra option in your current build of the game I think would have been ideal, right? So you could do it in rivals where you play it for free, or you could do it in drafts where you have to pay for it, but you could just pick the players out like that, right? So I think I would have been more inclined to doing it if it was that way because I think the system of having rewards done in division rivals isn't done properly. I think if it was like if we had like divisions in the game where it was like division 10 to 5 or division 10 to 6 or whatever, and then division 4 to 1 or division 5 to 1, and you're doing it through that, I think that would make a better balance and it would make more sense because you wouldn't always come up against the top tier players. Because right now, if you're around like 1800, 1900, you're pretty much coming up against the top tier players, and no one's really doing the objectives because they don't necessarily want to or need to do it. So they don't really feel inclined to use a different team against yours when you have a lower rated team, because some of these are first owned players, right? So let's just say this one, for instance, win 4 rivals matches using 11 first owned players in your starting squad. First own, obviously, that's like a cash grab concept, right? Like it's EA's cash grab concept. Like the only way you can get first owned players that are decent is through getting tradable or untradable rewards in division rivals, which you shouldn't want to play a full week of division rivals just to pick tradables and potentially get shitty cards in it. And then you have drafts where you get packs in that, but obviously if you're paying 15K to play it, you want to make money to build a better team. It's just I've already made a lot of videos, but it's like a huge misbalance in regards to how they do gameplay content in the game. I think everything is just wrong. Like for me personally, I like as a content creator, if foot drafts didn't exist and it was just division rivals, foot champs, and squad battles, this game would be like impossible to play because division rivals during the weekdays is not the solution to having your player base play something for every single day, right? Like I always believe that like if you want to search specifically for competitive players, then you do that through your own separate game mode like every other game does, but then you also have your game modes that are no matter what game mode you play, it's going to be sweaty. But if you have a division 10 to 6, division 4 to 1, you'll match up against a more broader amount of players, so you can use different teams, different tactics, and not feel like you're at a disadvantage when you don't always use the top tier meta squads, right? So like I said, it's not for right now, it's not really an advantage to get to 1800, 1900 because the rewards are not worth it, and you're also playing against sweatier players, so it's like a huge misbalance right there, because it's the only real gameplay content you actually have. Then they obviously have these squad battles ones, which people were kind of going crazy about this one specifically, where it says win 5 squad battles matches on a minimum legendary difficulty using 11 EFL championship players in your starting squad. That one was crazy. When I saw that one, I was like, this one is a little bit sus. It's a little bit suspect. Then we have the other ones where it's like win 6 squad battles matches on minimum world class difficulty using Liga Noche. I don't mind these types of challenges, right? The problem is that it's not done correctly with the current gameplay content in FIFA. Like with the balance of foot draft, division rivals, foot champs, and squad battles, it's not fun to do these challenges. It's more of a chore, right? In Call of Duty, I feel like when I do challenges, I'm doing them naturally. It's not something that I feel like I'm forcing myself to do. Some of them is a little bit forced, but having a little bit of a forced concept is good, right? So like for instance, some weapons I don't like using all of the attachments on the weapons, but I'll do it, just do it like a challenge. But the challenge won't even last that long if I do well enough with that. I guess detriment, right? Because some of the guns having more attachments is worse. Some of them it's way better. But for me, some of the weapons, like a sniper, for instance, I don't need 5. I need like 3 or 4. But it's still fun to do, even with the detriment to myself, right? I feel like with the way that EA does the challenges, it's more of a chore. However, I will say one thing: I don't agree that doing these cards through SBCs is better than doing these cards through gameplay. I feel like the only reason, like the icon players in general, I think the only reason why people prefer the old style of the SBC content is because this game has transformed into more of a menu content game than it has a gameplay content game. So because this game is not a gameplay content game and it's more a menu content game, people like that system more, because a menu content game would make sense for this current build in the game, but obviously they're trying to push the gameplay content, but they didn't do it properly. I feel like EA's lost the plot in regards to how to do that, because there is a way of doing it in a better sense, in a video game sense that's good, but I feel like they just don't get that right. But those are the icon swaps. They're kind of ridiculous in my honest opinion. People aren't really going to say it because they make content on the game, but they are pretty ridiculous to do in the current meta of the game. Would they have been fun under different circumstances? I think they could have been, for sure. But it is what it is. It's what we have to deal with. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.